Can't believe you live here. How long have you been here? In this place?
Man, 2019?
Since you got to Brazil, you just stayed here all the time?
When I was here in 2014, I lived in first place I lived was the favela. Tabajaras favela, which is like in between Botafogo and Copacabana.
Yeah, where the famous football pitch is, the
No,
FIFA
that's
street one, is it? Tavares Bastos?
Tavares Bastos.
Sorry.
Yeah, it sounds very similar.
That's why I got confused.
Yeah. That one's in like near Santa Marta, like Catete area.
Yeah, that way. Well,
yeah.
Botafogo is close enough.
Yeah.
Well, your knowledge of Brazil and Rio is definitely better than mine. You've been here longer, if I'm honest,
longer,
and you're
yeah,
definitely bigger
No, but
fan.
you know a lot though. When did we meet?
2020 on the beach here, not far from here.
With Peleo.
Peleo Post 9 for Futebol session.
Yeah.
Been a long time, eh?
Yeah.
COVID and ever since afterwards and since.
No, this place is amazing, man. I get why you keep coming back. It's the best.
I get why you live here.
Yeah.
I get why you live here. I mean, you're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah,
but not for
just
long.
for a couple of weeks though.
When do you think you're gonna start missing the place?
I don't know. I'll be there for just a little bit, just like a couple of weeks. There's only 2 weeks, I think.
But you're really fanatical about Brazil, especially about football sides of things.
Yeah. No, since I was like very, very young. I grew up in Seattle on the west coast of the United States. So, man, I grew up watching. At that time too, the only like football on television was the World Cup. So I remember 98, but I remember every single thing about 2002. And like both those Brazil teams were incredible.
But 98, you already support Brazil.
Oh yeah. And my dad is from New York when Pele played with the Cosmos. Yeah. And so I grew up in a household that always talked Brazilian football, and we have very close family friends who are in Nasceu, which is in the northeast of Brazil. So like since I was young too, we would come and visit.
The Brazilian culture was there.
Yeah, it was always very. It's funny because like I don't have any like blood relate, but like my whole life was like revolved around that, and it's always been only football for me. And growing up in the United States, there's basketball, American football, but for me, there was the only sport I ever played, the only sport I ever cared about, and Brazil, like the national team, was like kind of the spearhead of that as well.
I think in a way our story is quite similar. Obviously, US and Russia are not really good friends politically, but growing up in Ukraine, Russia, none of my family is into football, but because I got obsessed with Man United, straight away I was like, that's a dream to move to England, to be able to go to Manchester, to the games, to move to Manchester. I think it's very similar with you wanting to move to Rio, wanting to be in Brazil, going to games. Yeah.
What time were games when you were in Russia? Do you remember? I asked because
3 or 4 hours in front, so it was quite late for a kid as well.
I was going to say, for me, it was like I had to wake up at 6.
Silly hours.
Sometimes, the early Premier League games to watch Arsenal. But
don't talk about Arsenal.
No, I won't. But like it was still very, very early.
That's commitment, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there was 4 a.m. games.
To the 2008 final, I know all the United players are saying how late it started, and I think everyone says it started like midnight, Moscow time, with the one in the final against Chelsea. I think it was 10, 11, which was normal for us. Yeah. But when you move to England, like the early kickoff is 12:30. Yeah. So wake up and straight away you go to the stadium, and the whole day is taken. Yeah. But in Ukraine, like being in Brazil, I think it's amazing because the early kickoff is 8:30 in the morning, 9:30 in the morning, so your day is sorted. You just can stay in front of the telly all day. But this country's amazing, isn't it?
It's incredible. Yeah. And then I also used to play, so like I have that connection too. I was at Fluminense for a couple of months. I had a trial there.
So did you bring us to that time in Fluminense?
No.
Just one?
But there were some incredible players though that are professional now. Went to Chelsea. Wallace, do you remember him?
Yeah.
Outside back, Kennedy. He was there.
At that time, same time?
Same time. Gerson, he was like a couple years younger than me, but he ended up being first team Fluminense and then first team. Now he was Flamengo and I was at Cruzeiro. Yeah. He was on the national team for a bit. So, no, it was just an amazing experience.
How was it as an American coming in?
It was incredible. Your friends, the Dos Santos twins.
No, Da Silva. Half-Life Fabio, obviously.
Yeah. So they were... I think I missed them. I was a couple years. I came to like live.
What year are you? 92?
91. End of 91.
They're 90. They're 1990, so you missed them. But they left when they were 15.
Yeah, they left when they were just a little bit.
Yeah.
Before I got there. But no, it was incredible. But it was also like I had no shot. I was a good athlete. I could run, but like
as an American, all American.
Dude, that's why we'll never win anything. There's so much emphasis on the athletics, and there's so much.
Is it still a problem like commercial side and sporting side where people don't really have that? advantage and that edge because there is no relegation as well in American sports, and football is all about that kind of thing.
It's weird. I don't know. The MLS was like not even a thing when I was growing up. Now it's much, much bigger.
Yeah. So where does this stuff for football comes from? Your dad?
Yeah, and just my family in Brazil and watching Ronaldo. When I was a kid, at 98, that was like when
that was a reference.
You're like 7 at that point, so like that's when you start to like
Rooney for me, Ronaldo for you.
And then I was 2002, I was 11, so like I was 10. So that was like the perfect, age that you start to...
Man, if you look at my knees, you can pretend I'm Ronaldo and you're speaking to Ronaldo. We've got same injury and we've got same scar. Yeah. Well, nearly same size as well now. The haircut is getting there as well, I think. The next one's going to be just a buzz cut.
Yeah.
But mate, I want to ask, so football is one passion of yours, and another one is filmmaking?
Yeah.
Being creative?
Yeah.
How did that come about? Obviously, I know New York, America, US, and land of films.
Yeah, how did it kind of start? Well, after I did my trial Fluminense, I was ready to just be done playing.
Sorry, you never done like anything filming related before Fluminense?
No. First time I touched like a camera was probably 2016. And so, I was ready to be, football was my entire life just playing. So I was ready to be done with it, playing, but the culture had been something that's always so fascinating to me. And I was so intrigued by that I wanted to. There's a lot more I want to do with film, though. I don't want to get into all that, but it's like it's not just all going to be football focused. Of course, But as of right now, I'm loving it, and it's, it's been something I'm extremely passionate about. I want to do storytelling around, and so, fortunately, especially like this last year, it's been working out. Yeah. But it just kind of like started like that. I just wanted to tell the stories rather than playing in it, if that makes sense.
That's what. But you saying that, but obviously you haven't, it's your vision, it's your idea, so it's your eye telling the story. So do you think it's a combination of two things? So telling someone else's story through your kind of perception of someone else? Or I'm really curious about how creativity works, especially with people who achieved a lot and who do big projects, big things like you do.
Yeah.
How does it work? Like, just like how do you get inspired? What's an artist for you? Like, how does it work?
Well, I think it's like, it sounds very simplistic, but it's almost like I just make what I want to watch.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I can't really.
And how much do you have high standards for yourself for what you watch?
Of course, I do work for clients and things like that, where it's their, vision and everything like that. But like the stuff with Netflix now, and the film that went to Tribeca and things like that, it was just like, I didn't get paid doing it. I used all my own money to do it, which is not, it's not like I have a bunch of money, but it was like I could use my time.
Hopefully.
I could use my time and my passion for this to wear a bunch of hats and produce it. And so that's just how I kind of grew up making the things. No one was really asking me to make this series.
Yeah.
No one was asking me to do this, the others.
Did you just wake up one day and you're like, okay, I'm gonna start doing it? Or you had this idea like for a long time in your head and you're like, when I've got opportunity, I want to jump on it and do it? How did it start? Both of them. Yeah. We'll touch upon both of them in more detail.
There were some things back, probably 8 years ago, things like Drive to Survive really started becoming really popular. And there was a show long time when I was younger called Last Chance U. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Yeah. I've never watched it, but I've seen it on Netflix.
Football. It was very famous in the United States.
I've watched a few episodes.
Yeah. And it's kind of, I'm like, man, if you can almost like marry those two worlds. But I guess that's not even really the right way to think about it, because
image-wise, storytelling-wise?
Yeah, I'm just... Listen, like, I love professional football. Yeah. I love professional football. I work in professional football.
We can tell that.
A lot. I have nothing against, the stories that are like very well done around the professional teams and players and celebrity and stories that are well told. But it's kind of like...
Which is Drive to Survive part.
Yeah. It's kind of like that was the only things getting made, though.
Yeah.
And it kind of, for me, it was like, all right, I kind of want a little something that's a little...
different.
and that's where I made the connection with Last Chance U, because I was like, it's not an obvious thing to follow. You know what I mean? But for me, it was just like, I love professional players. I will watch them, but it's like, it's not. There was also like another side that I wanted to explore, and I wasn't seeing them. You know, I was seeing maybe on some YouTube stuff, but like I thought, like, what if I could bring this type of production and this care that they bring to the World Cup? Yeah. What if I treated it like that in the favelas of Brazil?
In amateur level.
Yeah. And so...
What a better place, eh? What a better place.
Yeah, and that's the thing where, of course they have,
so many footballers come from that environment anyway, especially in Brazil.
Right.
São Paulo, Rio, especially. I think more than any other country, you see where these kids, they get opportunity, they fight for those opportunities, they fight. I think that's the word.
Yeah,
they'll go
for sure
to extreme length. They'll travel 4 or 5 hours a day, if not more, one way, just to be at the training session if they ever get a chance to play for a team.
Yeah.
So you've done 2 films now. One is Nando.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Varzea, that's coming out on the 20th of June.
It's called in English, it's called The Root of the Game.
Yes.
So The Root of the Game is coming out on June 20th. And that's the thing is, I live here in Brazil. I've lived here for over a decade now. So like, I know the world better than, I would if I went to, I know like, in the lack of a better term, slums of things like France. This is where a lot of the players come from as well.
Yes.
And obviously, poorer nations, this is where essentially all the players come from. So it's not something that's like only in Brazil do these players come from these areas. But what's different about it, in my opinion, is that like there's a line in the series, like Brazil is the king of the like football world because of the favelas. Like no other country has 5 World Cups. No other country, like in my opinion, produces the amount of legends that Brazil has.
5, I think. Yeah.
No, this is old though. This is 4.
Sorry, I think I've got 5 on mine. I've got 5 on mine.
But and so it's kind of like and also like favela football is kind of has, especially over the last 20 years since like the Jogo Bonito stuff, it's like it is a symbol around the world. It's not
everyone knows.
Yeah, everyone knows about it, and so that was like a lot of the impetus was they know about favela football. It's a symbol around the world. They know that this is where the players come from, but they're not off. But they've never really told the story, And so that's where I'm like, and I was kind of shocked to go in there and realize that there was these underground leagues that produce all these players, and like these clubs, some of these clubs have 50 years more than that. There's some clubs that are like 70 years old inside these favelas
who just live there in the community, and
and that is their team. Like that is everything to them. And there's a lot of this gets touched on in the series too. There's fans talking about like, I don't even watch professional football anymore. Like this is me. And that can bring us to the other part of the conversation, where a big reason why I wanted to make this, probably one of the main reasons, is that, and probably ties to the stuff around the celebrity docs that are always getting made. It's kind of like, man, and you look what's happening now with ticket prices in the World Cup. It's just like disgusting. And so I'm just like, for the lack of a better term, like the soul of football. Yeah. I really do care about it. Yeah. And maybe that sounds like cheesy or something like that. No, it's not. I'm going to say... But it's kind of like, well, if no one's making this, I'm going to at least... This is my offering to, lack of a better term, like nurture this side of the football as well. That, that these people are now, like a lot of these people in favelas, they can't go to the Corinthians Stadium. They can't go to Maracanã, which is 100 reais, or, for some of them. Yeah. But 100 has probably like the whole day. There's probably even more than that. Getting out there, food, everything like that. And so in a lot of these communities, they're on the periphery of the city, so they're not right next to the stadium. So that's another big reason of why I wanted to tell these stories right now in football, especially with the World Cup. Again, I love the World Cup. I'm not just like talking bad about it. No,
but there's the World Cup.
But it's the reality of it is,
for them people, it is World Cup.
Yeah, and like the fans, you read a new article every day about the ticket prices that are going on, in the World Cup. And so,
what do you think about the game nowadays? Like the actual game, of football? Yeah, I thought you were going to touch on that, especially what you've seen is more exciting.
That, like you talking about, like the Jogo Bonito aesthetic of. So that was very interesting thing. Obviously, there's some incredible, like, moments in the games in the series for sure. Yeah, like the first goal of the series is crazy.
Can't wait.
Incredible talent.
Can't wait
like,
to see.
These guys are so talented. But it was very interesting, especially like at this level of Varzea, which is what they call like this amateur league, but it's in the favelas.
So Varzea is the name of the league?
Varzea is the name of this type of football.
Okay.
So it's kind of...
Joga Bonito, but different.
Varzea, yeah. Well, Joga Bonito is a marketing campaign.
Of course it is.
But it's like, okay, Varzea can mean many things. There's like a Varzea, it basically just means like grassroots football. Yeah. It could be a 50-year-old team, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what we follow and where like the legends like come from are... This is like the highest. The tournament we follow is the highest level, the most prestigious Varzea tournament. And these are like pros, essentially. Like they get paid. We get into this a lot in the series of this is their job, like these players. So they're almost like a pro team. Oh yeah. They get paid the equivalent of around probably like $50 a game. And this is how they put food on the table. And so it gets so intense. Oh, and so I say all that to say that, of course, there's the beautiful like talents and the amazing plays and everything like that in the game. Yeah. But I was really like, we even had one of our episodes called Jogo Bonito before I kind of had it in mind. And then you get there and realize like, dude, this is life or death. This is not a beautiful game. Fluffy doing juggling tricks. No, these guys are
going for it.
Oh my gosh, and not in a way that's like.
Do you see any bad injuries while you were filming?
Not personally, no, but a lot of like tackles that would be like extra sending almost like the little skirmishes almost every single game. Yeah. But just because there's so much riding on the line, so when I went into it, I was like, yeah, we're going to explore more of the Jogo Bonito, but then the story was kind of telling me like this is not different. It is that too, but it would not be true to focus on that, and have them play it up. Like, no, this is everything to them. You watch the fans and the way that they interact with the team. Yeah. The players say it's like, dude, if you miss a goal, they'll see you in the streets the next day. Like they live in that community. So it's no, dude. It gets crazy too. We get into stuff with like the drug cartels and the world of crime that is like always around that. Rafinha, who's in the series, he talks about a time when he was playing in a semifinal, and he's from Porto Alegre, but he's playing Varzea there, and the traficantes, the drug dealers and everything like that, they're playing in like a neighboring favela's home field, and the drug dealers were pounding up in the locker room saying like, if you win this game, you're not coming out of here alive. Yeah. Jeez. Like that stuff gets, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, how can I tell Jogo Bonito and like play a fluffy, you know what I mean, thing like, so that's why I'm saying. Uma luta
mais que jogo bonito, né?
Right. So those are the things where I'm like, this is more, that was not a surprise to me, but it's like, I didn't know how the entire favela supports how big their that club, world is, and they all go to the game, and it's just mayhem, man. And there's no police there, so they bring all the and that's another thing with now football stadiums. You can't bring fireworks, you can't bring all that stuff. You can express yourself. There's no police there, so like, dude, there's people with. I mean, we don't like show people with guns, but like it's stuff has happened all the time. Like unfortunately, like I'm not trying to like romanticize that aspect, but it's the reality of what happens
of that community.
Yeah,
of those communities.
Yeah. So
you said Rafinha is part of the film, and he was part of Varzea growing up. Yeah. And he has a big player, so you were playing those competitions when they were younger.
Yeah. Almost so. And Cafu is also like the legend.
Yeah.
Captain of 2002. Yeah. He's in it too, and he says 90 in the history of the Brazil national team. 90% of the players played Varzea at one point or another. And so, even if they didn't play in like this level of Varzea, when they're younger, even if they're playing it, like Endrick, for example, he was at Palmeiras since he was like 11, but when he was like 13 as well, he also played in Varzea tournaments. Okay. So like so whether it is like Rafinha was more like a little older and like, there's so many players that actually played like Varzea at this level.
Is there anyone who became a professional footballer, stopped and went back to Varzea?
A lot.
So that happens a lot.
There's players that are playing now who are ex-pros.
Ex-professional footballers. do they do that as a job, or that for them is just a way of
I don't know.
having
probably
stay in
different
contact with the game?
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
When you know who is actually getting contracted by a team? Do you remember who Luis Fabiano is?
Yes, of course.
So he ended up
Seville?
like being hurt.
Played in Seville?
Yeah, Seville. Starting for Brazil in 2010.
Yeah, of course he did. Yeah, number 9.
Yeah. So he was actually contracted by a team, but he was like hurt, so he didn't play. But it does happen.
On the list. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, they all have. That's the thing where whether they like were in the competition that we're showing here, they all have some sort of connection because they're all from these areas. They're all from these communities. Not all, but
majority.
So many. 99% of Brazilian
football is a sport of the people, and a lot of people live in this community.
Right, and it's something that you will always be in contact with because the club and the community are like this, and for better or worse, because if you don't play well, we talk about it in the series too, the guys like he missed a goal and then he had to move favelas because he was getting his life threatened.
Well, some footballers say they've got their life threatened, but I never heard, there is some stories, but a lot of them threats are just people being in the moment. I think when you've been your life being threatened inside the community.
Yeah, I think he missed a goal and then was slipping off the crowd. And then, they don't. That's the thing with these clubs. They do not, especially at this level of Varzea.
I would imagine when you were filming, you had loads of moments where you're like, wow, like when you went not just on the pitch, but it surprised you. Can you pick one that stands out for you? Like during filming, what was the craziest moment that happened?
I remember
even if it's off camera.
The crazy in terms of.
Anything
like danger or
anything where you're like, ooh.
I mean, there's a couple. The first goal that appears in the series was the first goal that we were filming, and it was one of the best goals I've ever seen live.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see it.
At any level.
At any level.
It's not in the trailer.
That I've seen live.
It's not in the trailer.
It's not in the trailer. No.
Okay. So
but the player's name is Sujão, which means dirty.
Yeah.
Which is it's a bummer. For some reason, Netflix didn't translate his name.
So he's just Sujão.
It is what it is. But he's but for everyone who speaks English, it translates to dirty. Yeah. Big dirty, actually, Sujão.
Yeah, exactly.
Sujão is dirty, and the dirtiest is big dirty is Sujão. But he is literally dirty on the field. That guy is nasty. He is.
So how come did he score that amazing goal then?
Huh?
How come did he score that amazing goal and how did that happen?
No, he's an incredible talent.
Jack of all trades. He does everything.
Oh, he's amazing. No, dirty as in. Maybe this is a United States thing. Dirty as in like he's.
Oh, dirty player. Okay, no, women.
Like
sorry,
that's amazing.
Lost in translation there. Yeah.
No, honestly, not so much. I just didn't. Really
I thought he was smashing people up, and then he just
No, he's a forward. He's amazing.
He pulled it.
Yeah. No, that's my fault. No.
And then off the pitch, anything where like the.
I mean,
the hair stood up on the back of your
there's
spine.
There's moments where, like, I got in trouble with, like, the drug dealers once.
By your own fault or it's miscommunication?
Kind of. Okay. It was like you have to be very careful. People can't just walk in and start filming or even really go to these games. Like you really have to have someone vouching for you, and people have to know you're there.
Someone who can organize it. Yeah,
like we always had to let people know when we were filming, if we were doing drones, because they shoot them down. And we did. There's an interview we filmed with some of the drug dealers, and then we have like an interview with one of them. We don't show his face or anything, but he gives an amazing context to like the proximity that they have. Yeah, he talks about how now, refs won't pick a side because, no
one likes refs, but I guess you want. Yeah, you don't want to be hated.
No, I mean, or alive. You want to be alive.
Have you watched the film Last Yard? Was Adam Sandler?
The Longest Yard. Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of that when they're obviously playing against the prison guards and says, well, if you win, you're not getting out of here.
Yeah.
In the last game. It reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah. No, it does happen. But I don't know how much, like, there's a lot of stuff that, happens behind the scenes that,
How long did it take to film?
We filmed the entire tournament in we just kept filming, so it was like 3-4 months.
3-4 months.
Yeah.
When did the idea start in your head to film?
Probably like years ago.
But first you did Nando.
Yeah.
Which is in the community as well.
Yeah.
But it just follows the story of one.
Yeah, that was like a short.
Kid.
That's like an art film that I.
He won some awards, no?
Yeah, it did. But it's like I wrote like a poem and it comes in and out. And Sir Georgie, who's like a actor, musician here in City of God, reads the poem that comes in and out. And it's about a kid.
Wow.
In the favela of Mangueira, which is directly across the street from the Maracanã.
Yeah.
And
how did you find Nando? How did you find the kid in the first place?
So I was doing like community work with a school there, which was like a NGO school in Mangueira, and then I just had the idea of the short film, and then I just felt like he was the right kid to do it. Yeah. And
it worked.
It worked.
It was definitely the right kid.
It worked.
I've seen on your Insta the picture when you just finished filming, and there's I think some shots from the film, and he's a young kid on the floor, and then when you won the award,
he was a little older.
He was a bit older.
Like 2 years later.
He's a young man now. He's not a kid. He's a young man now, and I love that bit. It just shows you, gives you perspective how quickly time moves. So by the time you started, so by the time you finished,
I'm still in contact with them and the school and all that. So.
I wish I could give more context, but I know it's your art piece and it's very close to your heart, so it's hard to access.
Yeah, that one's not public, just because we do treat it more like an art piece that we show it in exhibitions and things like that.
How long is it?
It's only 7 minutes, so it's very short.
Short film.
Yeah.
But short films are the ones that I think can capture best the artistry.
That was just what that story. That's just how I felt that one should be told. Like it didn't need a. Like this Netflix one is 3 episodes.
Of course.
It's a series. But and we're hoping to do more
seasons.
Varzea. And like and this time with a budget. So,
of course.
Yeah. Because this one was all blood and sweat and tears for the production.
The risk.
Yeah. And then thank God Netflix, really loved it and supported the project, and so now it's...
Do you believe that when you put an effort in and you put in work and that eventually it's going to work out then? So obviously there is the financial risk there, but if you believe that you know yourself, you know how much effort you're going to put in, you know the level of content you're going to create, level of production and level of the final product that's going to be there. Did you always have that it's going to work out either way? Because I know it's good enough to be seen by people. Or was it more of a...
I don't know.
Like in that process, do you think about it, or you just, no, I have to get it done?
You got to get it done. And then there's things that are out of your control. The thing is, like, I knew going into it, this wasn't a documentary about Messi.
No.
So like you're up against it too, and in a the film world is so risk averse too, and so what they need to do at Netflix is say, like, we check the boxes, and if it doesn't work, we at least, it's about Messi or it's about Ronaldinho. Like, it's not our fault, right? Yeah. So
still going to watch it.
And so to just do something around favela football is, we have 2 celebrities that come in and out barely, but it's the real stories around these unknowns, talents in there, and so there has to be a huge
appeal.
Like there has to be a swing from Netflix's side too, because this is different, And so I say all that to say I wasn't making this and being like, this is a home run, as in like it's a home run in terms of the idea that I want to watch. Like back to what we said, this is what I want to watch. If I could watch anything in the world right now, this is what I would want, and it doesn't exist, so I'm going to make it. But
that's where all the great ideas come from. All the great inventions come from. Oh, I want to do this, but I don't have the ability. Eureka! I'll go and make it.
That's the hope, and so that's the only thing I could control. And then you hope that because you don't have the big names, it's not about these celebrities, that the quality of the project will take it across the line. Because if I just say it to Netflix, and I did, it's like, that's a cool idea, but...
You have to show it to us.
Yeah, or just no, Netflix did say no at the beginning. And then we came back, and, I was able to show it and show the quality of what we were able to do for very, very little. And so, luckily... and gracefully, like, I'm so grateful to them for believing in it and taking a swing on this. specifically her name is Elisa. Like she at Netflix Brazil, she's incredible.
I think it's a testament of the work that you put in, that the project that's never been done, and that it goes against the flow, goes against the what's considered easier with the superstars, and what's not really being taken on normally. And you've done it, and you had the no, but you kept going. It's a testament to your work and to the quality of the project. And I think the viewers, when they see it, they're going to be like this as well. Yeah. I think that the short films are a bit more difficult to understand sometimes. That's why they probably are being released to the specific public at the festivals. But Netflix, if they did not think it was going to be successful, I don't think they would have put it on their platform. Yeah. From outside in, that's how I perceive the platform of Netflix. Yeah, and I'm just hoping that people like you and the football community around the world too will find it interesting. And we'll find that. I wouldn't have been sat here asking you about this if I didn't think it's going to be interesting, if I wasn't be watching it. No, but I get it. It's like we're up against it though. It is not about a celebrity. It's not about a big name. Football. It's not about people that are fans of already. It's kind of, I just hope that the way I felt is that I do think a lot of football fans feel like this. Is kind of like it's becoming very corporate. It's becoming more plastic. Fans can't do as much. Fans are getting priced out, and that this then can hopefully is like my offering of a symbol of, if you support this, it's a symbol of like the football of the people, like truly getting back the game a little bit. Yeah, football is a lot of different ways of showcase football. Yeah, you've got the Alcinian Futebol here. Yeah, you've got futsal, beach soccer, whatever you want to call it. I know the tournaments in favelas in Brazil now 1v1, which are growing bigger and bigger. Oh yeah, don't know. If you've seen it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What is next on the agenda when this comes out and you have all the success and you become a big producer, big filmmaker, as you already are, compared to me you are anyway, but you get in the Scorsese levels. The second season's confirmed. No, when it is confirmed, I'm saying. So Universe is going to... I was like, no, we need everyone's support for that. It will be confirmed. So when all of that happens, what is a dream? Not with this project. What is a dream for you? Man. Don't limit yourself. No. It's a very fair question. All I would say is that, man, if you could tell my younger self, like, this is what I would be doing, that is the dream. So, like, I totally understand the concept of, like, what is next. I'm really trying, though, because it's been a hurricane, man, finishing this project, and it's been my whole life for, like, years now. Yeah. And so I'm kind of, like, I do have other projects that are going, like longer form projects with some professional footballers and things like that. But I think, listen, I pray we get a second season, we get a chance to do it, with the true support of a budget and things like that. Is that have you got the idea of how you would see things if you had a bigger budget? What would you add? The thing, it would be pretty self-explanatory in terms of, like Drive to Survive, they have more seasons, but you would learn about new characters, new teams, so the format would kind of stay the same. It's a tournament format. Okay. But the real interesting stuff always is, of course, the games are interesting because the games are only interesting because about the players. Of course. You get closer to the teams. Yeah, of course. Right. To like them. And so, or dislike them. Yeah. And so, while the format would remain the same for a second season in terms of a tournament, maybe we move cities. Maybe we come to Rio next. Okay. Or something like that. But that's how I would say a second season would be. Why it would be interesting, What is your favorite genre of film? What is your favorite genre of film? Drama. Oh yeah. If you watch something on the telly or Netflix, I like tons of stuff. I watch. What's your favorite film? Everything. My favorite film. It's hard to ask if I think. There's a lot. Have you ever seen Do the Right Thing? Who plays Spike? It's Spike Lee. It's 1989 in New York. It's older, but it's a classic. It's amazing. I need to watch that one. That movie's amazing. Big fan of things like Whiplash. Have you ever seen that? Yeah. I love that film. Love that film. What's your favorite? Those types of things, obviously, like the Scorsese's, stuff like that are incredible. I watch a lot. Would that be a dream to film something in that? Oh yeah, in that mold. Listen, I'm not dream. Sorry. No. Would you want to? I love working in football right now and like in documentary.
But absolutely, that is my vision, is not just to be in sports and in documentary. I'm not saying I would ever shut the door on it.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to do other stuff as well.
So just a few technical questions just for me to finish it off. What's the process looks like? Is it like a Lego where you build by brick by brick by brick, like you've got a big picture in the beginning, or it literally starts with an idea and then you just work out as you go along? Obviously with experience it changes, but...
With the Netflix project?
No, was anything. Was filming something. When you film something, when you create a project, any project, how is it? Like you just got like an idea, like a small little glit of idea, or it's like, I know how it's going to be done. I know how to do it, and I just need to go and do it.
It's weird. I think one of the main things of a director is I heard this quote. I'm not taking credit for that. You're supposed to be a master of tone.
Yeah.
So whatever the building blocks are, I kind of knew what the sound of the series was.
Okay.
And that feeling I want to feel.
Yeah.
And then you go from there. That's how I would explain it. Because especially in documentary, you can't really write this out. So all you can really have control over is tone, and tone, and like, this is the music I don't want. There was like a lot of guidelines for me when I was like working with the composers, things like that. It's like, this is the music I don't want. I had a lot more of that, and we had like strict rules, like no electronic music, no this type of stuff, because I mean I could get into these choices.
Is the funk in there?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of Brazilian hip hop.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the aesthetic too that I really wanted to capture, because sometimes when you go into favelas, a lot of times it's almost like you see things like you've went back in time. Have you noticed this? There's like, you see cassettes, you see like these old boom boxes that are from like the 90s. Yeah. At least from where I grew up. So it was like, that was the aesthetic I really wanted to capture too, where like a lot of 90s boom bap hip hop is in it from the 90s in Brazil.
But a lot of culture is been creating those communities. So that's why a lot of trends coming back from the 90s, because people who are representing it are from there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Essentially, like, do you need to see something, you need to hear something, you need to taste something, you need to touch something, like to get that emotion, like the strongest emotion do you get? You said the tone. What's the most important thing? The sounds, or the look, or everything just interconnected?
I always say like music can't make the project, but it can ruin it.
So sound.
It's very important. It's very important, and I was very rigid
on the tone,
on things that I would want, like in terms of sometimes they might want you to go with a composer they've worked with before, or they don't want you to choose from this sound bank that you've already, like, for years I've been building a bank of sound, of music, of tones, of drone sounds, of all this.
The helicopter sound like this in the bank.
Yeah. So no, but that was I was pretty non-negotiable in a lot of aspects with music and tone and that. So
I know a lot of people who are in music, a lot of singers, composers, they dream about stuff. They dream, they wake up and like, oh, that sounded really cool in the dream, and then they start producing. Did you have any moment like that when you had like an image or a sound that popped up in your head?
Definitely if stuff have like come in dreams, but I wish I had a cooler story. Not really. I know like Paul McCartney wrote Yesterday. We heard it in a dream.
Chris Martin does that a lot.
Yeah, from Coldplay. And I think his mom in his dream said, "Let it be," to him. So no, I'm not Paul McCartney, bro. No, I wish. That would be awesome.
Well, he wasn't Bob McCartney straight away before he dreamt that.
Yeah. No, but I have such an incredible like reverence for musicians. So, but I work in film, so luckily I can.
Maybe you can do a documentary about Paul McCartney. I know you don't want to start. Well, you don't do stars now, but if you can do Paul McCartney.
No, I would do. I work with. I work with people like.
I know you do.
But yeah.
Mate, just finalize it because it's going to get really, really dark.
Yeah,
and we're going to have sound, which
black
is
right
important.
Now, you're going to have to do some post on that thing.
We're going to do something.
So,
I hope you get everything that you want from this project, from this film. Man.
No, I really appreciate it.
I hope a lot of people watch it. I know that it's going to be confirmed for the second season. I've seen the trailer, and that's something. I'm going to put the trailer there for people to see. We've got not enough followers yet, but they're all going to come. And you're going to US tomorrow.
Going to the
You're
US
gonna
for
enjoy the World Cup?
Yeah, just for a couple weeks, and I'll be back.
Well, I hope more people watch Varzea than they watch the World Cup.
Not gonna happen, but thank you. I appreciate it.
20th of June.
20th of June, yeah, it comes out during the World Cup. So
look in the camera. 20th of June.
20th of June. Truly, any support, I'd be so grateful for. Well, this was a ragtag, guerrilla style, blood, sweat, and tears production, and so I just hope you enjoy it. And if anything, any way that you can share likes, everything like that is very helpful for us.
Vamos pra cima, vamos pra Hexa, vamos assistir.
Vamos Brasil.
Valeu.
Valeu.